For 5,000 years, frankincense was one of the most expensive commodities on earth. It was traded along the Nabatean incense routes mentioned in ancient Egyptian, Chinese, and biblical texts and worth more than gold. But was it just superstition? Or did ancient civilizations know something we're only now proving with modern science? Recent clinical trials and biochemical research have uncovered why frankincense has been humanity's go-to medicine for millennia. The results are fascinating. Frankincense, also called olibanum, is the resin from Boswellia trees. There are more than 30 species, but 5 are most commonly used: Boswellia serrata, carteri, sacra, papyrifera, and freriana. When the bark of these trees is cut, they produce a sticky oleogum resin to protect the wound. This resin hardens and can be harvested. Here's what makes it special. Chemical analysis reveals over 200 different compounds in frankincense resin, including pentacyclic boswellic acids, tetracyclic triterpenes, volatile essential oils, polyphenols, and tannins. The essential oil, which makes up about 5 to 9% of the resin, contains monoterpenes like alpha-pinene, diterpenes, sesquiterpenes, and compounds like octoacetate and octanol. But the real therapeutic power comes from boswellic acids, specifically 11-keto-beta-acetyl beta-boswellic acid, acetyl 11-keto-beta-boswellic acid, and acetyl alpha-boswellic acid. These are the compounds researchers are most excited about. So what does modern research show? A 2020 systematic review published in Seminars in Cancer Biology analysed all available clinical data on frankincense. Here's what they found. Anti-inflammatory mechanisms. Frankincense inhibits leukotriene synthesis. These are the molecules responsible for inflammation in your body. It also blocks COX-1, COX-2, and 5-lipoxygenase enzymes. These are the same targets as common anti-inflammatory drugs like ibuprofen, but frankincense works through multiple pathways simultaneously. A 2024 study published in Pharmaceuticals showed that frankincense essential oil reduced inflammatory cytokines IL-6 and TNF-alpha by over 63% in controlled trials. It works by downregulating NF-kappa B, a key protein complex that controls inflammatory responses. Arthritis and joint health. Multiple clinical trials tested frankincense on osteoarthritis patients. In one double-blind randomized study, participants received 1 gram of frankincense extract daily for 8 weeks. Results significantly reduced joint swelling and pain compared to placebo. Improved range of motion. Participants walked farther in functional tests. Effects were comparable to some pharmaceutical anti-inflammatories. Respiratory conditions. A clinical trial in Italy found that standardized frankincense helped 32 asthma patients reduce their inhaler use. The anti-inflammatory properties help reduce airway inflammation and improve breathing capacity. Oral health. A double-blind randomized clinical trial compared traditional dental scaling with frankincense extract treatment for gingivitis. The results showed that frankincense extract had results comparable or even superior to traditional treatments. Gingival health, plaque indices, bleeding, and pocket depths all improved significantly. Digestive health. In a study on chronic diarrhea and inflammatory bowel conditions, participants given 1,200 milligrams of Boswellia daily showed significantly better recovery rates than placebo groups after 6 weeks. Brain health and cognition. New 2024 clinical research revealed that frankincense oil combined with boswellic acid complex reprograms over 12000 genes supporting healthy inflammatory response, cognitive resilience, and metabolic flexibility. Brain scans showed it provides beneficial effects for brain tumor-related edema, though it doesn't reduce tumor size itself. But how does frankincense actually create these effects? Recent pharmacological research uncovered multiple mechanisms. Cellular level, boswellic acids regulate immune cells from both innate and acquired immune systems. They modulate signaling transduction responsible for cell cycle processes. One fascinating 2023 study showed frankincense compounds activate GABA receptors in the brain. These are the same receptors targeted by anti-anxiety medications like Xanax. This explains its traditional use for stress and anxiety. Oxidative stress. Frankincense reduces oxidative stress and reactive nitrogen species that cause cellular damage. A 2025 study on wound healing showed it downregulates caspase-3 expression, facilitating the transition from inflammatory to proliferative healing phases. MAPK signaling pathways. Research shows frankincense modulates MAPK pathways, specifically PERK, PJNK, and PP38. These control inflammation, cell growth, and tissue repair. When UVB radiation was used to damage skin cells, frankincense essential oil inhibited the inflammatory response by over 60%. Gene expression. Perhaps most remarkably, clinical research shows frankincense affects gene expression at the epigenetic level, meaning it can influence which genes are turned on or off without changing DNA itself. This impacts immune function, skin cell signaling, and cognitive health. What about safety? Experimental toxicology and clinical trials show frankincense has only mild adverse side effects when used properly. The most common issues are minor digestive upset or skin sensitivity in some individuals. However, and this is critical, clinical studies use pure tested frankincense oil or standardized extracts with verified Boswellic acid content. Real frankincense is expensive because the trees grow in specific climates. Resin must be hand harvested. Production is limited. True therapeutic compounds require proper extraction. If you're paying $5 for frankincense oil, it's not real. Authentic frankincense essential oil costs $60 or more per bottle because of the rarity and labor involved. Studies show synthetic versions or adulterated oils don't contain the active compounds responsible for therapeutic effects. So frankincense isn't ancient superstition. It's sophisticated plant medicine that we're only now beginning to fully understand. Modern science has validated thousands of years of traditional use. Clinical trials show real effects on inflammation, pain, respiratory health, cognition, and more. The mechanisms involve multiple pathways, from enzyme inhibition to gene expression. Ancient civilizations were right. Frankincense is extraordinarily valuable, not as a luxury item, but as a powerful therapeutic compound backed by peer-reviewed research. If you want to explore frankincense, look for pure essential oil with GC/MS testing, standardized extracts with verified Boswellic acid content, transparent sourcing from authentic Boswellia species. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more evidence-based essential oil research. See you next time.